Music, a staple of almost every historical event in the world. Music does everything, from it being entertainment to it being a form of protest or insults even. Music is everywhere. And not to brag, I'm sort of a master at singing and playing guitar. So yeah, but I'm not here to talk about just music in general. I'm here to talk about concerts. Specifically, the biggest concert of all time, where some of the biggest names came and performed for a very noble cause. And no, it's not Woodstock. It's Live Aid 1985. Live Aid 1985 was a charity relief concert organized by Bob Geldof and Midge Ure. Live Aid was initially started by Band Aid, a group of British vocalists
Don't hurry, darling. They haven't figured out what guns are yet.
that sang a Christmas song for the exact same cause. But what was this cause? Famine. Not in Ireland, for those of you who always jump to conclusion and say the potato famine. No. It was actually a famine in Ethiopia that was happening at the time, and Geldof saw a BBC News report on it. He later flew to Ethiopia to see what it was like for himself, and he immediately came back and organized Band Aid after it. Band Aid's Do They Know It's Christmas was a huge success, becoming Britain's top-selling single. Band Aid's success and mission also spread to the United States, with USA for Africa singing the song We Are the World. And then the same results happened. All these big names singing for one big cause. You would think that it would start to push governments to donate food and money to Africa. No, it didn't. And that's what the cause was. In an interview with Bob Geldof during the actual Live Aid event, and I know that I'm getting off the timeline a little bit, but trust me, this will help you understand why Live Aid actually happened. Geldof stated that Live Aid is about pushing governments that are sitting on a big pile of grain and food surplus to donate that to starving people and nations. And he has a point, kind of. But anyways, back to the singing parts. Because the people in Ethiopia were still hungry and Sudan also started to get hungry, Geldof proposed Live Aid, a massive charity concert held for the cause of raising money to fund relief to starving nations. It was organized in 10 weeks, which is really quick. And I mean really, really quick. 10 weeks is about 2.5 months if you think about it. And to get sponsors, acts, stadiums, ticket sales, television satellites, fresh merch, and everything else that goes into making a concert awesome, usually something of that size takes years. Like the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. The fact that Live Aid was such a big success is huge. It shows that people throughout the world are able to come together and fight for a cause they feel is right, regardless of any politics or personal beliefs about anything. Anyways, enter Live Aid, a one-time only concert/charity event that is supposed to rock the world so hard they get struck by lightning. Bands such as Queen, Dire Straits, U2, The Who, Black Sabbath, Run DMC, Crosby, Stills and Nash, The Beach Boys, Santana, Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, The Cars, Led Zeppelin, Hall & Oates, and both Band Aid and USA for Africa, along with solo artists like David Bowie, Sting, Paul McCartney, Phil Collins, Elton John, Rick Springfield, Bryan Adams, Madonna, Kenny Loggins, Neil Young, Eric Clapton, Mick Jagger, and Bob Dylan as well. Live Aid took place in 2 different places, Wembley Stadium in London and JFK Stadium in Philadelphia. 13 satellites broadcasted Live Aid to television stations in 110 countries, with 1 billion people watching all over the world. Wembley Stadium was the most notable, with Queen absolutely rocking the house. And after watching a lot of the performances, I have to say I was a sucker for Dire Straits with Sultans of Swing. I mean, that guitar is just beautiful. Now, with this many people watching worldwide, you would think already Live Aid would be pulling big dollars. No, not what happened. And funny enough, Bob Geldof actually had to go to a station and have a nice little outburst to get people to donate more money. And it worked. When Geldof asked one of the managers about how much they had already made, which was $1.2 million, he threw a fit on national television. But that led to a donation rate of about $300 per second. Donations later increased after a video of what the famine actually looked like for the people in Ethiopia was played after David Bowie's set. Now, let me just go on to say, Why is Bob Geldof complaining about already getting $1.2 million? I've never seen that much money in my life, and I mean, why would you just complain about that? $1.2 million is too little. Like, bro, come on, be better than that. Now, here's where the question comes from. How was the music and the performances able to get people to donate money? Let's go into depth about it then. And what I'm talking about comes from the American Psychiatric Association and Dr. Daniel Levitin, a neuropsychologist who primarily studies music and how it affects people mentally. He said in an interview that the way your brain stimulates to music depends on the person. We can interpret this to mean, in a sense of our topic, that the people listening to Live Aid at home and in the stadiums were moved by the music of all artists because at the time, rock and roll was the trend. The must-listen-to music, like rap today. Dr. Levitin also states that the music has the ability to distract or engage in ways that other stimuli don't. And as smart as that sounds, it is really easy to understand. It simply means that music is able to reach us on an emotional level. It is able to influence us in ways that other things cannot do, like speeches, or seeing something life-changing. Sometimes you just need to hear a nice guitar riff. But back to the essential question, why would people donate money to Live Aid? It's up to interpretation, but this is my take on it. People donated out of the goodwill and pure of heart they have, along with the compassion towards a cause that was exemplified by the rock stars at Live Aid. If it was not for the amount of people that showed their support for the Ethiopian famine, others would not have been as compelled to act. And that is my take on Live Aid 1985. Well, I have nothing else to say, so bye.